You would be amazed how many people walk into a used lot with $12,000 to $18,000 in their pocket and still manage to buy the wrong SUV. They go straight to the obvious names, pay too much, and drag home something more fragile than it looks. Meanwhile, a few ignored SUVs keep sitting there cheaper than they should be. And after years around repair bays, I can tell you the one at number 1 is the kind of buy that makes a lot of safe choices look stupid. Number 3. Buick Envision, 2017 to 2018, best with the 2.5. The Buick Envision gets ignored because most buyers see the badge and assume the truck's stop parking lot is where the story ends. That is lazy thinking. The 2017 to 2018 Envision with the 2.5-liter engine is one of those used SUVs that keeps making sense long after the market already moved on. Buick priced the 2017 Envision from about $34,000 and the 2018 from about $33,000. So this was never some bargain bin crossover when it was new. It was meant to feel quiet, comfortable, and a little upscale without playing the German game. Now, the market treats it like an afterthought, which is exactly why it works for this list. Used 2017 examples start around $9,000 and 2018s around $10,950. That is a big drop for an SUV that still gives you a lot of comfort and does not usually come with premium brand drama. The version I would defend is the 2.5 with the 6-speed automatic. It makes 197 horsepower and 192 pound-feet, and I do not care if that number fails to impress somebody who shops by brochure. This is the right engine for this SUV because it keeps the whole thing honest. You are not buying an Envision to drag race people off traffic lights. You are buying it because the 2.5 is the calmer, lower-risk setup in a vehicle that was always supposed to be about quiet ownership, not excitement. A lot of people make the mistake of chasing the more complicated version of an ignored vehicle, then act surprised when the ownership story gets worse. That is amateur thinking. On a used Envision, the 2.5 is the smart play, and this is where the Envision separates itself from the used luxury stuff people keep tripping over. The reliability picture is stronger than the market gives it credit for. The 2018 Envision scores 90 out of 100 for quality and reliability at Cars.com, shows the 2017 Envision at 4.8 out of 5 from owners. RepairPal puts the Envision's average annual repair cost around $233, which is absurdly reasonable for something in this class. That is the kind of number I pay attention to, because it tells you whether a vehicle stays cheap after you buy it. A lot of used SUVs look fine on the lot and start getting expensive only after they are yours. The Envision usually does not play that game as badly. I've seen the same pattern more than once. Somebody comes in talking about used BMW X3s, Audi Q5s, or Mercedes GLCs because they want something premium. Then the real conversation starts. Electronics, drivability issues, maintenance costs, little luxury car nonsense that always seems to cost more than it should. Then you put something like an Envision in front of them, and the first reaction is skepticism, because they are still thinking with their badge obsession instead of their brain. A week later, they come back after pricing the alternatives properly, and suddenly Buick does not sound so funny anymore. That is how ignored SUVs become goldmine. Not because they are perfect, because the market keeps undervaluing comfort, simplicity, and manageable ownership. Now, I am not pretending the Envision is flawless. Edmunds owner reviews mention CarPlay glitches, turning radius complaints, and on some examples, tire wear or a shudder under acceleration. Good, I want that on the table, but these are the kind of issues you compare against the full ownership picture, not the kind you use to panic like a rookie. Every used SUV has weak points. The important question is whether the weak points destroy the value proposition. On the Envision 2.5, they usually do not. The ride is still quiet, the cabin still feels nicer than the price suggests, and the repair cost picture is still a lot calmer than what buyers get suckered into with trendier badges. That is why this SUV opens the list. The Buick Envision is not cool, not hyped, and not surrounded by internet mythology. Good. That is exactly why it is cheap. And when a used SUV gives you decent quality, strong reliability scores, low running cost data, and a used price barely into 5 figures, that is not an accident. That is a market blind spot. Number 2, Mitsubishi Outlander 2018, especially the V6 GT if you find one. The Outlander is exactly the kind of SUV people walk past because the badge does not impress them. Good. That is the whole reason it belongs this high. Mitsubishi has spent years being dismissed by buyers buyers who think reliability only comes from the same 3 brands they keep repeating to each other online. Meanwhile, the 2018 Outlander sits there as one of those quiet used SUV buys that keeps making practical sense if you know what you are looking at. The reason I like this one is that it was never trying to be cool. It was trying to be useful, and useful ages better than cool most of the time. The 2018 Outlander started around $23,945 to $25,445 MSRP, depending on trim. And now used ones are still sitting in that approachable zone where a lot of buyers can actually reach them. Cars.com shows 2018 Outlanders from roughly $9,488 to the mid-$15,000 depending on miles and trim. That is exactly the kind of drop you want in a goldmine vehicle. Enough depreciation to make it accessible, but not so much that the market is screaming, stay away. Now, the smart angle here is not pretending every Outlander is some secret weapon. The interesting part is the range inside the lineup. The normal 4-cylinder trucks along like honest transportation. The GTV6 is the one I would perk up for, because that version gave the Outlander a little more muscle and a little more identity without turning it into a complicated mess. And that matters in this kind of video. You want vehicles that stayed simple enough to own, but still had a version worth remembering. That is where the Outlander gets stronger than people expect. It never became a status SUV, so it avoided a lot of the used market stupidity that inflates trendier badges for no good reason. The reliability story is what really earns its place here. J.D. Power gives the 2018 Outlander an 82 out of 100 quality and reliability score, which is solid. Cars.com owners rate it 4.8 out of 5 for reliability, with 93.3% recommending it. RepairPal gives the Outlander a 4.0 out of 5 reliability rating, ranks it 8th out of 26 compact SUVs, and puts average annual repair cost at about $519, with severity and frequency lower than average for the class. Those are the kinds of numbers that matter when you're talking about a used SUV under real-world ownership, not internet badge worship. I have seen this exact kind of SUV get ignored for years. Somebody comes in asking about a used CR-V, a RAV4, maybe a Mazda CX-5 if they want to sound like they did some homework. Fine, those are all logical names. Then you put an Outlander into the conversation and half the room acts like you just suggested a lawn tractor. That is usually when I know they are shopping with prejudice instead of experience. Because once you strip the badge bias away, the Outlander starts making a lot of sense. Decent ownership costs, strong owner reliability feedback, usable space, available third row and a lot of trims, and prices that have not been inflated by some fake cult status. That is exactly what a goldmine looks like in the used market. Not glamorous, just underappreciated. And this is where it separates from a lot of flashier used SUVs. The Outlander does not need to be exciting to win. It needs to stay out of your wallet, stay useful, and keep doing normal SUV things without drama. That is the kind of vehicle people insult right up until they need one. By then, the smart buyers already took the clean one. That is why the Outlander is number 2. It is cheap, ignored, more reliable than the market gives it credit for, and still sensible enough that a clean 2018 can make trendier used SUVs look like overpriced vanity purchase. Number 1, Acura RDX, 2016 to 2018, the 3.5 V6. The RDX wins this list because it is the kind of SUV the used market keeps mispricing out of habit. People hear cheap luxury SUV and go sniffing around used German metal like they enjoy bad financial decisions. Meanwhile, Acura was sitting right there building this thing with a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6, 279 horsepower, 252 pound-feet, and a 6-speed automatic in the 2018 model year. No tiny turbo pretending to be enough, no dual clutch drama, no premium ownership experience that really means premium repair invoicing. This was Acura taking Honda durability and putting a nicer suit on it. That is why it aged so well, and the price story is exactly why it lands at number 1. A 2018 RDX started around $36,000 new, depending on trim, which already put it below a lot of badge-heavy rivals when it was fresh. Fast forward to now, and Cars.com shows the nationwide average price for a 2018 RDX around $17,500, with some examples starting under $10,000 and nicer advanced/technology trucks living around the high teens to low 20s. That is the sweet spot for a vehicle like this. It depreciated enough to become accessible, but not because it turned into a headache. It depreciated because the market is still too shallow to give Acura the same used luxury ego premium people hand to BMW and Audi. That is what makes the RDX such a a killer in the real world. It gives you the part people actually want from a premium compact SUV. Decent cabin, quiet ride, strong V6, comfortable seating, enough image that it does not feel cheap, without asking you to sign up for the nonsense that usually follows a used luxury badge. RepairPal puts the 2017 RDX annual maintenance cost at $466, and for the nameplate overall, they put the RDX at $497 a year on average, which is far below the $859 average for luxury compact SUV. That is not a small difference. That is the difference between owning a used premium vehicle and constantly explaining to yourself why it was worth it. The reliability side backs it up too. Cars.com owner reviews on the 2017 RDX are full of the exact kind of language I pay attention to. Reliable. No real issues mechanical, zero issues, fun and lively engine. One owner straight up called it a reliable appliance, which is not sexy, but it is one of the best compliments you can give a used daily SUV. The market keeps chasing premium feel. I care more about whether the thing keeps showing up every morning and stays out of the shop. The RDX has a long habit of doing that. I have seen this exact story in the shop. Somebody comes in looking at an old X3 or Q5 because they want to feel like they are buying something classy on a budget. Then the real conversation starts. Turbo heat, carbon buildup, transmission behavior, electrical nonsense, the 1,000 little premium car irritations that always seem to show up after the second owner signs the papers. Then you steer them toward an RDX, and the reaction is usually the same at first. Mild disappointment. Acura does not have enough theater for them. Fine. Then they drive it, look at the V6, look at the maintenance numbers, look at the used prices, and suddenly the badge stops mattering so much. That is how an actual gold mine works. It does not seduce idiots. It rewards buyers who know what they are looking at. And the best part is that this SUV does not need some weird excuse to justify itself. You do not have to sell people on a bizarre niche trim. You do not have to pretend some weak motor is secretly charming. You do not have to explain away scary maintenance. The 2016 to 2018 RDX is just a very solid formula. Big, naturally aspirated V6, proven automatic, sensible cost, strong owner feedback, and a used price that still looks far too low next to a lot of less trustworthy alternatives. That is why it sits at number 1. The Buick Envision is a smart sleeper. The Outlander is a quiet bargain. The RDX is the one that makes the strongest case that the market still has no idea how to price certain used SUVs properly.